Hello, level 3 students. How you guys doing? This is for the level 2 adult class. This is class 22B, and what we're going to be focusing on is the knife and working on the knife defense. And we are going to call it, this is our angle 6 class. So we're working on angle 6. Obviously, you guys know we have 6 angles to the knife. And the way that the knife is going to be presented to us is going to be in a reverse grip position. And the person is coming down over the top of us to basically stab us into the body. So I don't know how realistic this stab is, but based off of footage from a knife attacks, it is possible it can happen. So I'm going to go through just a quick demonstration of what we're going to focus on, as we've done in every single class, where we're going to be focusing more on the clearing aspect of the knife first, and then we'll go into more of the control and counter-striking of the knife second. So let's get going. So what's going to happen is, Sensei Cameron is going to have that overhead stab coming in at me. I don't really care if he steps forward with his foot. If he steps through, great. If he doesn't, I don't care. It's not going to determine whether I'm defending this or not. But as he comes in, I'm going to step off to the side as best as possible. I want to go form to form with him. That's my focus here for clearing. This is going to be my secondary position that I want. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left hand as this knife's coming through, and I'm going to go for the upper arm, or I'm going to go into the elbow. And as I do that, I want to pop his elbow back towards him as I clear out. So I'm here, and then I clear out. I need to make sure, if we can come over on this side, I need to make sure that if he comes back with this knife right now, that I am out of range. That is the key. So I need to just clear. At this point, I'm just working on getting myself away from the knife. So one more time, as the knife comes in, I make my step. I have my position. I'm not necessarily blocking here. I'll explain that in a second. I'm taking my left hand, grabbing his arm, and I want to shove as I grab and push him away, and then I want to clear out so there's no way I'm getting slashed on the way back as I clear that movement. We're going to come back around this way. So the idea of this movement is I'm redirecting the knife. I'm not necessarily going form to form with Cameron. As he comes up, I'm executing a block, so that would redirect, meaning that the movement, if he gives me a full powerful swing, if you could do that real quick, is directing like this, right? I'm not going like this and trying to go form to form with him. So as he comes through, on 1-2, I push him away and I keep my distance. This is not obviously going to stop the person from coming back at us. This is just understanding that we are clearing the knife. We do not want to get stabbed. You're not going to get slashed. And it's the best thing we can do in a moment that maybe we have to just be prepared. The hard part about the knife training is you got 6 different angles. We're focusing on one. We know what that angle is. When you start adding in the other angles, it can be very, very difficult. So the idea of these movements are to create drills that enhance our sensitivity and our experience to different ways that the knife can be shown through different angles of the knife being stabbed at us. All right. The next piece of this is going to be more of the control and maybe counter-strike perspective or aspect. So as he comes in with that overhead knife, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to step my left foot out to the side. We're going to call it 10-30. I want to take my hand, my right arm in this case, closest to the knife. I want to, again, I create my position where I'm creating a barrier. And then I'm going to take my left hand, and from this position, I'm going to grab and I'm going to push the knife to him. So I'm keeping the knife away. You'll notice that my arm is straight. My arm is bent, it makes my arm weak. He can bring that knife back into my body. I don't want that. So I keep my arm straight, so as he tries to come back into me, at least I have the ability to frame him away from me. And now I'm going to strike to the face, elbow to the face, grab and work a knee into his groin. But the idea is now I'm going to work on driving my punches home. Sometimes you want to use an open hand so you don't hurt your weapon, or you come in with an elbow, which is a little bit better, but notice that keeps me very, very close to the knife, so I want to try to keep the distance as I execute my shots as well. So again, one more time. He comes in. I'm going to attack the knife, push it away. I would work my punch to his face, or I would work my palm to his face, or I can step in and throw my elbow. But again, I'm keeping this frame, so if he tries to come back at me with a secondary stab, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for him to do it. I'm not saying that it won't happen. I'm just saying that it's going to help prevent it, just in case he does try to come back on that second stab, which is a different class, and we'll go into that class later on in our curriculum. So this is class 22B. It's working an overhead knife defense, where the person's holding the knife in the reverse grip. This is something, again, you guys can try to practice with partners if there's someone willing to work with you at home. If not, again, you can try to work this to the air, but at least you have a reference for this specific knife angle. Have a good one, you guys. We'll see you next time.